So I was talking to this guy. He was a man of high caliber, and we talked for a little while. We were talking, and he saw that I guess he was not used to of a woman standing her ground, and you know, like I made him stand on what he said, and if he didn't, I didn't mind not talking to him. And he was used to women like just intrigued with what he had. Like his material assets gave him confidence, right? But I wasn't too much impressed by what he had. I was like, okay, cool, that's your stuff or whatever. We didn't date, we just talked for a while, and then he saw that I fell off. We fell off. I didn't text him, whatever. Like he didn't like we stopped texting. I didn't respond one time and we just stopped because he's like he don't chase, right? He didn't tell me that, but in his mind, like, but anyway, that's fine. So he ended up hitting me up or whatever, and he was like, this, like, I want to take you out. I was like, okay, cool. And he was like, I was like, what's gonna be different? He was like, let's just see where it goes. I'm starting with taking you out. I was like, okay, that's fine. So he was like, you want to meet me in my complex, my little whatever garage? And I was like, okay, that's fine. He was like, I'll drive. I was like, okay. So he had a penthouse or whatever. Good for you. So I get there. He opened the door, hesitantly opened the door. He opened the door for me to get into his vehicle, and we drove to the place that we were having lunch at. We get there, we're sitting in a car, and he looked at a few videos on his phone. We're about to get out. He looked at me, and I looked at him, and I'm just sitting there. He was like, what's up? I was like, the door. And he was like, girl, come on, let's go. He was like, so you're not going to do it? I said, no. So he came around to open the door, and I was like, I am very disappointed because of a man of your caliber. I would have thought that you would have gotten the door. And he was like, girl, I was going to get the door. And I was like, no, you weren't. I was like, you were not going to get the door. And he was like, yes, I was. And I was like, can I ask you a question? He was like, fine. I said, when you going, so he was getting all the doors for me that day. I was like, when you go on dates, do women require you to get doors? He was like, no. He's like, none of the dates I go on, women require me to get the door. I said, I said, no dates. He was like, nope. If I don't get it, they don't say nothing. I was like, well, that's not the case for me. You won't get my door. And I say all that to say is, we got to raise our standards. Like, for the girls who get it, y'all get it. Let them get those doors for y'all and stand on business. Let them open those doors. Like, y'all hands are too pretty. They need to be soft, and y'all don't need to touch no doors. Get that door for me. Period. Set those standards high and don't drop them.